last one. I don't know much about this property, but I do have opinions, and I feel like that's important for this show. I'm sure that especially comic book fans and TMNT fans have heard of The Last Ronin. It was an R-rated comic book that was written about the last surviving Ninja Turtle, and it was apparently really, really good. I haven't had the chance to read it myself, but that's okay. I don't need to read it because we're getting a live action for this. And I have a lot of weird opinions about that because, look, I grew up in the 90s. I may not have watched the 90s Ninja Turtles because I didn't have it. I was very beholden to whatever I had, but I've seen it.
It was pretty amazing.
It is fun in a way that only that could have been because it didn't take itself too seriously. It wasn't you had serious storylines, but they weren't anything with like actual stakes, like the world or like lots of death.
Very Saturday morning.
Excuse you.
Dimension X. Hold on. Now hold on.
Dimension X. No, I'm talking. Go ahead.
When I say that, I mean it in terms of like what you would expect from a movie in the 90s that was made for kids. Yes, there was death. Yes, there was that kind of stuff, but the stakes were not placed in a way that was so deeply serious that a kid couldn't enjoy it. And it was definitely not R-rated.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It's the problem I had with the newer Ninja Turtles live actions that came out. I just didn't like the CGI as much. I didn't like how they did it. So I'm real nervous about this one because I feel like having an animated one would make a lot more sense than having something that is live action for The Last Ronin. That's just my opinion, though.
So, as a guy that bought Ninja Turtles #1, which, like, black and white comic, hyper violent.
Yep.
They were ninjas.
Very adult.
Turtles.
I would like to point out, just real quick then, I grew up on the TV show.
You did.
Right.
Which is different.
Yeah,
it is.
Way different.
And
especially for somebody that had that first comic. I was like...
Yeah. It was nuts.
Okay.
It was...
the movie is honestly timeless. It still holds up to this day. But when The Last Ronin came out and I saw the source or what it was based off of, also, I called out who it was, like, at the beginning. I knew exactly who it was.
Was it Michelangelo? Or was
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, my bad.
But I knew who it was. And just
Stick.
a story...
That's not the name of the comics, never mind.
A story that, like, I had to buy in hardcover that breaks your heart.
It's the ram.
This
Splinter.
is it.
Splinter.
No.
Splinter.
And if anybody would like to borrow my copy of The Last Ronin, you may. It is a very excellent story. Highly recommend. You don't need to be a Ninja Turtles fan. This breaks it all down for you.
Right.
This is just a good condensed story with a beginning and a definite end.
Is it
For
canon?
better or worse, it is canon.
Okay.
It is canon. Probably one of the best things I've read. Also, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird did have a falling out a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they made up. They were able to come together and make a product. And this is them working on
That's
something.
both of them? Oh, well, there you go.
An excellent story.
Sold.
We're getting a video game about this.
Where's
we're getting,
the Punisher?
Huh?
Where's the Punisher?
I'm sorry, who?
Anyway,
But what is... Oh, go on.
seriously, if you got a chance to get this, this will be one of the best comic stories that you have read in many years. And the adaptation has some big shoes to fill.
Yeah. What is your opinion on it being a live action?
I think it can be done.
In which style?
But it is not. This is not going to be that happy-go-lucky. Look, we just got
better be dark.
We just got Mutant Mayhem, which was great. This will not be that story.
Yeah, because he's going crazy. He's seeing his dead brothers.
This is a character that is. He is the final turtle. Is literally haunted.
For Cass, the other there's 4 Ninja Turtles. 3 of them are dead, and this is the last one. That's why he's the last Ronin.
The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And his master.
So-
At the beginning of the story, we don't know who it is, but there also is a long-time character. But there's a long-time character that in the story knows exactly
Who he is.
who it is, and it's so great. Like that moment, honestly, that moment reading the comics as a miniseries brought me to tears.
No joke.
This is a good condensed story. If you've got it, I recommend reading it. it's a book you can read from beginning to end, and whatever the ending is, it is the ending.
Satisfying.
It is the end, and very perfectly done. Seriously, I can't wait for the game. I can't wait for the movie.
Yeah.
But because they're going to ride this gravy train. This made money. They reprinted these comics so many times so people could get to them.
Yeah.
I knew eventually they were going to expand on it. So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
more, of course, merchandise. But now, yeah. Seriously, if you want to read this, it's all yours. You can. Before the movie.